I can't imagine nothing different. I can't imagine nothing different. I'm a ball hog for life. I don't really give a shit. She thinks she fucking out of spite. Popping pills before you eat, girl, that'll ruin your night. I like getting high in peace, but that'll ruin your night. I don't really got sauce, I got soul. Every day a different audition, she wanna roll.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cal here with another video on the channel, aka Identical, aka Peace. And today we're reacting to three true Pizza Hut horror stories, animated. Let's see how this is. I haven't watched one of these in a while. I don't remember if they were good or bad. I just hope it's not no bullshit though. I have dreads too and tall. Well, fuck you, VJ. This really going on YouTube? Yep. I made a whole intro for reaction videos in specific, so and like just Twitch recordings that isn't a playthrough.
I think I've gone through one of the scariest.
Since when did they start animating like this? What the fuck?
It might sound silly, but if it weren't for Pizza Hut, or more specifically,
what did I do? You're tall and you have dreads longer than me. That's why. It's fucking
along with the rest of my family. I was a single mother of 3 when I met a man named Ethan. I had been alone for almost 2 years.
Look, he got better at animating.
By on minimum wage and child support from my ex. I was desperate for support and companionship.
Is that the bad
Ethan
parents?
provided all
Instruments
of that.
in the background.
At first, it
Aren't
seemed
you
like
tall?
my prayers for a better father for my kids had been answered.
I'm only like,
Ethan gradually showed us.
Yeah, I'm tall. I'm only like 6'1" though. You know, I'm not crazy tall. You feel me? So I assume you're taller than me. You feel me? That's why it's fuck you. And even if you know I'm not, even if you're not taller than me, you still got longer hair than me, you know, so it's fuck you. What you mean cap? How you gonna tell me what's cap? We the same height, nigga. Nigga has never seen me in person. He's making that shit up. Just ignore him.
How much of a piece of shit he was. All he wanted was control. It started happening gradually at first, mostly with me during intimacy, but his need for control soon spilled out into our personal lives, and then into the entire household. He started to call us fat and dirty, taking away our rights to eat
like
and bathe the way
5'9".
we wanted to.
Yeah, that's
Ethan
tough,
even
man.
controlled our sleep and bathroom schedules. The freak wanted to know and sometimes watch when we took a shower, piss, or even a shit.
Okay, is this her boyfriend? I know this might be real. Like, I wouldn't mind watching my girlfriend take a shower. That's not even just me. I think he's forcing, like he's making it an obligation, which is the weird part. I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, taking a piss and shit, does that like include the kids?
If we didn't comply, he would become violent. Over the years,
I'm not paying
the guy
attention.
became
Who is this guy to
alcoholic
her?
and an addict. He smelled like dog shit and became agitated about every little thing. But I knew he had to either be hallucinating or was just having withdrawals from not using. He eventually stopped letting me cook because I was only serving food that was either toxic or inedible. The only thing he would let us eat was Pizza Hut or instant noodles. On top of that, Ethan only let us eat when he was hungry, which was very rare because he was gone out of his mind most of the time. The only time my kids got away from that freak was when they went to school. But then, the psycho wanted to take that away from them too. He came up with all these reasons on why the education system was a failure and how they need—
Okay. This is probably just a made up story for like content purposes. Is this nigga eating the remote? Why is this nigga chewing on the TV remote? I was wondering that too, but I just didn't say nothing. I thought like some niggas just be putting shit in their mouth, you feel me? But nah, like realistically speaking, if this situation did actually happen, as a mother or like a single parent in general, and you're in an abusive relationship that gets your children involved and like you involved as well, why would you stay there, you know? I'd rather be poor and happy on the street with my children safe than in a home with an abusive nigga that's constantly trying to hurt me and my kids, you feel me? Not me, but Quaymax can relate. Oh yeah, he does be putting a lot of shit in his mouth, don't he? Little freak ass nigga.
needed to be homeschooled, but I knew he just wanted total control. I was furious. It was time for me to kick him out and take control of my life again. but I should have known how it would go.
Hey, Ethan?
Go away, bitch. I'm watching TV.
Well, damn.
I see that, but
I would kill, bro.
I need to
Low
talk
key.
to
Gotta
you.
up violent.
Go order me some Pizza Hut and get the hell out of my face.
Ethan!
Like, niggas lucky I ain't born a woman. Cause 11 nigga talk to me like this. Crashing out instantly. I ain't gonna lie. Cause like, I felt threatened. He tried to hit me. So I had to do what I had to do. Nigga, I'ma make the nigga punch me first. Like, I'ma let the nigga hung me right there. That's how I'ma talk shit. I'm gonna say, you bitch ass nigga. Yada yada yada. Bah! Rock me in my shit. I almost pass out. It's gonna be a whole dramatic scene. And that nigga gonna be dead. But that was my plan on killing him the whole time. I would have grabbed the kitchen knife type shit. I am not trusting no knife to take down a nigga that's like 4 times bigger than me. Especially if I was a woman. Nigga, only thing I'm trusting is that Glockiana. Only time I'm using the knife is if I got a pepper spray to combo with or some shit. Like something to like fuck his vision and his movement up. Then knife right in the fucking jugular, nigga. And then the nigga try to get up. Right in the fucking left side of his chest so that shit touches his heart, nigga. Oh wait, you talking about the bone in front of your chest is there? Nigga? Getting the fucking meat masher and breaking that bone open and sticking the knife in that bitch. Pouring some bleach in that bitch too, nigga. Fuck wrong with niggas, bro? What was I talking about? I would slit his throat in his sleep type shit.
Please, this is important.
Bitch, did you just raise your voice at me?
Yes, I'm breaking up with you. This is my house, and I want you to leave.
And it was your house and the nigga treating you like this and your shit, nigga, I'll fire on him. I ain't gonna lie, I know how it's about to go.
Are you serious? After everything I've done for you, all the Pizza Huts, all the meat you get in bed and then all the pizza toppings, you unloyal dog shit. I'll rip your eyes out.
Ethan, stop, please.
Before I knew it, the freak took out a knife and started wielding it around like a psycho. What made things worse was
Meat
how he
wasn't
was
enough,
under the
clearly.
influence.
His dick was
One
probably
false
trash.
move or word could be the end of it all. Ethan even started breaking glassware in the house and forced me at knife point to kneel in the shards. He took my phone away from me and barred every exit. Then he corralled us all into the living room where we stayed for days.
Why would you let him do this? Like, yeah, the nigga had a knife, but at the same time, the nigga had the knife. I know every time niggas say, yo, don't underestimate a nigga with a knife, but I'm not about to be held hostage by a nigga with a knife. You feel me? Like, if there's a situation where there's like a nigga holding me in a room with a knife, I'm packing though. The fuck is this nigga talking about? Like, no, not actually, but like, if there was ever a situation where there's a nigga with a knife holding you in a room, I'm not staying in that room. Like, he getting something thrown at his hand. Not his hand, his head. Like, if there's a blunt object lobbing that bitch right at his head. Because it's easy. Like, if he had a gun, that's different. A gun is way more avoidable than a knife. Or way less avoidable than a knife.
I was never
All
allowed
jokes
to leave
aside,
his side.
it's not, nigga,
Yelling
no
like
one
a dog
asked.
for
That's
hours
what
on
I'm
end.
talking about.
He watched
Like,
us
what was
use
the, what are
bathroom,
you talking about?
refusing to let any of us have a single moment to ourselves. We weren't allowed to eat, and we could only sleep when he did. All we did was watch TV and
Only
literally
sleep when he
nothing
did is
else.
crazy.
It was torture. It took a day or two before I was even allowed to speak without him threatening to stab me to death when I could. The first thing I asked for was food on behalf
Why
of
shouldn't you just
everyone,
wait for him to
but
go
he
to sleep to
continued
leave?
starve
Actually.
us. I'd lost track of time, but I think it was almost a week before he finally agreed to get Pizza Hut. He couldn't be bothered to take his attention away from the TV for a single minute, so he threw the phone at me so I
I know what you about to do. You about to hit one of them. Can I get a large pizza? Oh yeah, the pizza is kind of aggressive. It has a knife. Oh yeah. Make sure you put extra pepperoni on there. I know how that shit about to go. I would have threw a toaster in the tub while he taking a bath. This nigga was sitting on the couch for a week straight drinking alcohol. He is not taking no bath, man. This nigga think it's a diary of a mad black woman. Like, this nigga, who the fuck takes a bath as a grown ass man? Actually, let's talk about it. Like, you take baths on occasion, but you don't just genuinely just soak in the bath, nigga. Like what? Maybe in the shower. You feel me? But how efficient would a shower be? And there's not usually a lot of people with outlets in their bathroom, or at least close enough to the shower. My mama got a small ass bathroom, and I don't even think the toaster could reach, like, from the outlet to the shower if given that situation.
Could do it instead. I placed the order using the app and waited in anticipation like I had never felt. When there was a knock at the door, Ethan went to answer it. He opened it up to a squadron of police cars. They saw inside for 1 second and knew what was happening.
And you know what I would do in this situation? Because I feel like the nigga opened the door, he sees the police, he about to shut that bitch and try to stab us. Moment I see him going to the door, running behind him, fucking shoulder checking that nigga out into the fucking police officers. He ain't shutting me in. I'm going. I soak in the bath, then I shower. Nigga, that's you. Not a lot of people do that. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with doing that either, but not a lot of people do that. Like, the last time I took a bath was probably like a year or two ago. And it's mainly because my bathroom, like, only has cold weather, so I have to take showers in my mom's room. But even then, I ain't really take baths before that. I like just taking showers.
Ethan screamed and tried to slash the cops at the door so he could lock us in. But at the last second,
That's crazy.
they rammed through
Is
the
it?
door. Ethan was arrested, and my kids and I were finally saved.
Like, yours
He
is
never
crazier than
expected
mine,
that
but
I would
okay.
use the delivery instructions to tell Pizza Hut staff to send the police to the house. But it was his laziness and neglect that led him to not noticing. I'm very glad the workers saw my message and took it seriously. I could only get down a few words calling for help, but it was enough. I'm thankful for everyone who helped me and my family get out of that situation. But
She kinda bad, though.
it went on for so long that so much damage has already been done. I just hope we can recover and someday lead normal lives. This story was inspired by a horrific incident
Oh, so
regarding
this
a
shit was
Florida
real.
mother of 3 who was allegedly being held hostage by her meth-addled boyfriend, who has been rescued by cops after writing Get 911 on an online pizza order. 26-year-old Ethan Nickerson and his girlfriend, Cheryl Treadway, had been arguing all day on Monday when he began sharpening a knife in front of her, police said. He refused to let her leave his side or use a phone, but she eventually convinced him to give her a cell phone so that she could put in an order at their local Pizza Hut, using the chain's online app. She ordered a pepperoni pizza and added, "Please help, get 911 to me, 911 hostage help." When the order came through at Pizza Hut, staff recognized the name and address being from a regular customer. After seeing the plea, they immediately contacted the police. When deputies headed to the home, Treadway fled from the house with a baby in her arms and told them that her boyfriend had a knife. Nickerson initially refused to leave the home, telling authorities through the door that he did not want to go to jail. But after 20 minutes, authorities were able to convince him to come out. He was taken into custody
They
and deputies
convinced him?
safely removed the other children from the home. None of them were harmed. Deputies say he may have been under the influence of narcotics when he
I ain't gonna lie, this buff ass nigga, I don't think me hit sticking him as a woman would do anything. Soaking is like sitting in a hot spring. It relaxes your soul and body. Bro, look like he did it. He definitely did that shit. And I know what soaking is, nigga. I'm not oblivious to, definitions of things. But I say, it's just the fact that you said me just taking showers is crazy. That's not really crazy, I guess, it's less normal to soak in the bath than hop in the shower than it is to just hop in the shower, is what I'm saying.
held his family hostage. Nickerson has since been charged with false imprisonment, obstructing justice by depriving communication to law enforcement, and a bunch of other various charges. Records show that Nickerson has been arrested on multiple occasions since 2007 on an array of other charges.
I work at Pizza Hut. I'm usually there at night unless I'm covering a shift, which means I usually don't get out until after midnight. There's always a dinner rush from around 5 to 8, but it really slows down after that. I can count on getting most of the closing tasks done before we actually close, as it's rare for people to come in after 11. It does happen though, and they tend to be the worst customers. One night, It was an especially slow evening. I was dying of boredom. My
I never
coworker
work
had
at no
just gone
pizza
out for
place, I ain't gonna
delivery,
lie.
and this extremely ugly and creepy man.
Like, I would work
did
at
an
fast
order, an
food
extra
before,
large
but
meat
never at a
orders.
pizza place.
He
Like,
was
that's
such
just
a
too
jerk
much
about
like
it, too.
grease and shit to
He
be
didn't
around.
say hi or anything. Just barked at me like I was a robot. The guy was an annoying Karen who just talked to me like I was a child and would proceed to make the most needlessly complicated order possible. He wanted double pepperoni, double ham and bacon, half sausage and half pork and beef, 1 1/4 cheese, stuffed crust, and no ice in his drink, which he wanted to be a mixture of Dr. Pepper and Coke. There were many parts of his order that weren't allowed.
How would you be able to tell the difference between a mixture of Dr. Pepper and Coke and just normal Dr. Pepper or Coke? Yeah, I'm gonna record Persona 4 later. Like, but how would you be able to tell the difference? Like, Dr. Pepper and Coke doesn't taste the same, but like, for like mixed together, like it would just taste like one or the other. You know, it's just, I don't know.
In the system or literally couldn't be done. But every time I told him he couldn't have something, his face got redder, and he became increasingly angry and disrespectful. I told him we didn't have Coke products, we didn't have the dough for stuffed crust on an extra large, and that the double toppings would come with a charge, which would not be traded
What pizza
off by
place
the
doesn't
discount for
have?
half toppings they
What pizza
wanted.
place
In
doesn't have?
response, he just yelled at me, spitting in my
Coke
face
products.
while doing so, telling me to figure it out and stop being a stupid bimbo. I just took his tirade on the chin and went back to make the food. I didn't spit in his drink or anything, nor did I do anything else to mess with him. I just wanted to be done with this order so he could leave. I put Pepsi in his drink and tried to approximate the ridiculous proportions he wanted, and I did the stuffed crust even though it technically made the pizza smaller than extra large. All of it was good, but I knew there would probably be things for him to complain about. I gave him his order and he left without saying thank you, still looking like he wanted to kill me for not knowing what he wanted before he said it. When he was finally gone, I needed a smoke break to forget about him. I stepped outside the front of the restaurant and tried to relax. My shift was almost over. Then, about halfway through my break, I saw a car coming over the hill. At first, I thought it was my coworker coming back from delivery, but the car didn't have the Pizza Hut sign.
And it was barreling toward me way too fast. It only took a few seconds for it to close the gap, and as it got close, it started turning for the restaurant. It ran over the curb and kept going right for me. I had just enough time to jump out of the way before it slammed into the building.
What the
When
fuck?
I got to my feet and looked back, I saw the same guy getting out of the car with a giant wrench in his hand. He immediately started coming for me, screaming and threatening to beat me to death.
This shit did not happen. This did not happen, my nigga. Like, you know what? They probably gonna show the evidence, but I feel like this is heavily exaggerated.
You bitch! Are you trying to kill me?
No! What the hell are you talking about?
You poisoned my food! It tastes like shit! What did you put in it? Bleach? Cyanide?
Nothing! I didn't poison anything, I swear!
Don't tell me to calm down! Tell me the truth or I'll crack your skull
She
in!
didn't even tell you to calm
The
down.
man swung the wrench. I thought he was going to hit me, but he smashed the window right next to me. I ran back in fear for my life as he pummeled the window until it was completely shattered. Then, he turned back to me. There was nothing but rage and bloodlust in his eyes. I was sure he was going to kill me. I thought about my family seeing my face, made completely unrecognizable. But just then, another car sped into the parking lot. It was my coworker. He got out of his car and started shouting at the man from behind his car door saying, "Hey, leave her alone! Get out of here!"
Nigga off bad
Stay out.
sauce. He's off way more than
Dumb
just bad
slut trying to
sauce. I ain't gonna
poison
lie.
my food. Hey, listen to me! Leave her alone or I'm calling the cops!
Like, bro, I love how aggressive this nigga's voice acting is. This nigga actually like hilarious for that shit. He said, "Hey, leave her alone or I'm calling the cops." I like the aggression he got, you know.
Shove this wrench up your ass! The man ran up on my coworker and slammed the wrench into the top of the car door. My coworker was inches away from his fingers being crushed as he fell back into his car and slammed the door shut. But the psycho just kept wailing on his car. He floored it in reverse, screeching to a halt several yards back. Then, he tried to run the man over. The man fell backwards, trying to get out of the way. Then he jumped back into the safety of his own car. He swerved in my direction for one more assault.
My swerve in
Finally
that
sped
corner.
off.
We
Whoa.
called the cops as soon as it was safe. We showed them the security footage of him attacking us and damaging the property. And although the quality was really bad, they managed to get his license plate. He was arrested not long after, and I couldn't believe the BS he tried to pull to defend himself. I heard he begged them not to arrest him, because in his mind, he did nothing wrong as he didn't actually hit or hurt anyone. Never mind the smashed windows and the mental trauma from being terrorized within an inch of our lives. I can't count how many times I've had nightmares of being pummeled to death with a wrench. People like that psycho need to be taken.
Okay, man the fuck up, my nigga. Like nightmares, multiple nightmares. Like, we get it, bro. They gotta exaggerate it so they could get that lawsuit money. I understand. But damn.
Off the streets.
This story was inspired by a horrific
Oh my god, he actually did have the fucking glasses outlined. I was wondering why they did that shit.
incident regarding a 38-year-old Idaho man named Seth Samuel Brooks, who was charged with a felony count of aggravated assault after he reportedly threatened to use a wrench to beat and take out Pizza Hut employees he said had poisoned his food. An employee said she was outside behind the restaurant on a cigarette break when a silver Mitsubishi Lancer drove at her aggressively. Brooks then got out of the car holding a large wrench and started yelling at her about poisoning his food. A Pizza Hut delivery driver saw the altercation and approached Brooks, who turned and threatened him too. Brooks then got into his car and left. Called to the scene, police arrested him.
See? I told you these niggas heavily exaggerated. Like, it says he threatened them with the wrench or whatever. It never said he swung the wrench at them or anything. You know? So like, it's to make it entertaining and I understand it, but this nigga be capping hard as fuck.
Him 3 miles away. Brooks admitted to being angry at the employees and told cops he went there to confront them, but said he didn't think he committed a crime because he didn't actually hurt anyone.
He didn't. He didn't even hit anything. The horrifying Pizza Hut boss.
This happened a few years ago when I worked at Pizza Hut. I absolutely hated the
No,
job,
she kinda bad,
but
though.
I stuck it out for a while to keep us from going broke. The main issue was my boss.
Our head
He
just
only
looked like that.
hired women, and that should be enough of a
What
red
the fuck?
flag on its own. But there were a lot more issues.
This nigga
than
looked like the
just
grandpa
that.
from
He
Mr.
perpetually
Pickles. I
ran
hated
the
that show, but
restaurant
that's
with
what he
a
looked
skeleton
like.
crew of just him and one other girl. He worked almost every single day, usually from open till close. But that wasn't because he was a hard worker. He barely ever did anything to help us run the place. He never cleaned, leaving it in a constant state of chaos and filth. And he made us make all the food and talk to the customers. All
To
the
be
boss
fair, Shorty
did was
looking
hang
efficient
around
at it.
and hit on me. And the same went for everyone else. That man should have never been put in charge of anything. To this day, I still don't understand how that place didn't get shut down by the health department, or how it even stayed in business. Very few customers would ever come in during my shifts, because we had 1-star reviews across the board. None of what I said so far quite captures what it was about him that made me want to crawl out of my skin. He was an unrelenting creep, because of how slow it always was. We spent a lot of time together not doing anything. He made several advances on me a day. I could never get him to stop touching my shoulder in a supposedly
That nigga got so
friendly
much
way
cellulite
when
on
he
his
talked to me.
fucking wrist,
I
bro.
could never get him to stop touching my shoulder in a supposedly friendly way when he talked to me. No matter what was happening or what either of us were doing, he was always staring me up and down. He even offered on several occasions to give me a pay raise if I slept with him. I tried to ignore it or play it down, asking him to not
That
do
shit
or
making
say
her
things
older.
like that anymore, but it was pointless.
Yo,
I was
walls
too
thin as
afraid
hell,
of losing
gang.
my
Nah,
job.
this mic,
I
like,
never
nah,
told
it's
my
always been
family
this
about
loud,
it
but
either. I put my head
my
down and
mic,
suffered
like,
through
picks
it,
up on
day in
background
and day
audio.
out.
I usually use
One
my
night,
other one, but
while
this
we
one,
were
like, y'all
closing,
can hear me
my
better with
boss
it,
told
you
me
know?
to clean
So
the
that's why I'm
woman's
using it.
restroom. I didn't think much of it. I just got the mop and
This
swabbed
this
the
other mic,
floors.
this
The
white
toilet
one,
and
I usually
sink were
use
clean
it,
as far
but
as the
it doesn't.
usual
Y'all can't hear
standards
me
were
as well,
concerned. So I didn't think he
and
wanted me to do much more
shit
than
like
that.
that. But this
However,
mutes
as I
background
was
audio. This
exiting
one
the
doesn't.
bathroom,
What I'm
he
using now.
stopped and blocked me from leaving. Instead,
You need to get
he
that
handed
Blue
me a
Yeti.
sponge and spray
I
bottle
don't know
and
what
told
that
me to
is.
scrub the sink. It felt a little
Isn't that a
out of
cooler?
the ordinary for him to want things extra clean, but I
I got a
didn't say
snowball
anything.
mic. It's called.
Unfortunately, it seemed like he was being weirdly picky about how I did it, because he stood
Yeah,
in
it's
the
just
doorway
called
and
Blue
watched
Snowball.
me, critiquing me behind
No, why does
my
that nigga
back.
look like that? Nah, like genuinely. I'm gonna show y'all the comparison real quick because this nigga looks like. Does he not look like this nigga? Like the nose is a little different, but that's the wrong thing. Oh, y'all see it, right? Nigga, what the fuck did you just send me? See? See, I got this. I got the snowball version of this. Like, let me show you. Like, it's the same brand. See? It's just like, this one meant for music. I think that one just meant for streaming and shit.
You're done fisting the sink and cleaning all the clogging shit from it. Get on all fours and clean the floor.
I took a deep breath and reminded myself that I had just cleaned the floor, wishing I had done a more thorough job of it. Then I got down on my hands and knees. As soon as I did, I had a feeling this was all a setup for him to gawk at me as I cleaned. I just knew he was watching me, staring at one particular thing, and it wasn't the floor or the sink. After this knowledge quickly burned a hole of...
Okay, I'm gonna just say one more thing. If you're a woman in an uncomfortable workplace, like, okay, obviously there's like a lot of situations where you can't, just quit. But like, nigga, it's literally just her and this nigga 24/7, and the nigga constantly makes her uncomfortable. The pay probably isn't that good because it's a fucking pizza place. Feel me? Shorty just quit. You do not have to work there. I promise you don't. You know? Like, there's a lot of situations where, like, women are put in a position where they can't quit. But this one in specific needs to just quit. You know? There's nothing you're gaining from being here.
Of anger in my stomach. I was about to get up and finally stand up for myself more than usual. But that's the exact moment I heard the door close and the deadbolt lock.
Oh, hell no.
That's when I looked back over my shoulder and saw my boss standing just inside the door, smiling with the scariest face ever. I was still on all fours at this moment, so I tried to get up, but as soon as I did, he lunged at me. In an instant, he was right on top of me, with no way for me to get out from under him.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
The fuck?
After several agonizing minutes in hell that felt like an eternity, I ran out from the bathroom and all the way to the car, puking everywhere. I immediately locked my doors, and when I was finally able to stop puking my guts out, I looked back up into the restaurant and saw my boss in the window, staring at me with a disgusting, satisfied grin. I raced home sobbing, and I never went back.
Oh,
when
fuck
I got in the
no,
house,
bro.
my parents saw me in that state.
Why is this nigga drawing fat people like this? Like, the boss, I understand. But, nigga, why the fuck you drew the dad like this, too, in this serious moment? Like, the mom looks like literally just a PNG from fucking Family Guy damn near, just with extra wrinkles and minor changes. But why does the dad look like this nigga's shirt is loose, wrinkly as fuck, with buttons keeping that bitch open. And he's shaped like a fucking meatball.
But I couldn't bring myself to admit what had happened. I just told them that I had been fired. They believed it at first, but I was such a wreck afterwards. For days, I couldn't eat or sleep. My parents knew something was wrong with me, so they kept asking. I eventually found the courage to tell them the full story, and that's when that sick monster was finally arrested.
I ain't gonna lie. If my daughter ever told me some shit like this happened to her, like at work or anything, I'm not getting the police involved. That nigga is dying from my hands. I swear to God. Like, on everything I love. I don't even want kids. But say even if my sister said this shit, My sister said this shit. My mom said this shit. My daughter said this shit. My little cousin said this shit. Literally any woman in my family said this shit. I'm not getting the police involved. I'm handling that shit myself.
Told anyone else about this until now.
Take
I
it
was
as you
told it
will.
could help me heal. Maybe it will. But all I know right now is that if anyone ever tries to feed me Pizza Hut, I'm liable to puke in their face on the spot.
Okay, liable is crazy.
This
but it
story
makes sense
was
if you did.
inspired by a disturbing incident regarding a Pizza Hut manager who was arrested in Florida after he had
That
done
nigga's
it
a
with
fucking
one of his
giant.
female employees in the woman's bathroom. Police said a 31-year-old Pizza Hut manager named Calvin Cook told the woman to clean the woman's bathroom after the restaurant closed for Saturday night. When she went into the bathroom, Cook followed her inside and locked the door. The 6'2", 240-pound man proceeded to do the unthinkable. The victim told deputies she felt forced to do it with him because she was worried about the repercussions if she told him no. The victim then told her parents what happened after her shift, and they called deputies. She said that Cook started talking to her on social media and sent her explicit photos over Snapchat. Cook admitted to deputies about his unnerving acts. Cook has since faced an abundance of charges and was taken to the Osceola County Jail. Cook was also fired from his position after the incident.
Nasty work, bro.